The Garda Síochána is an important partner in achieving the government's aim of zero tolerance of domestic violence. This inspection by the Garda Inspectorate examined the efficiency and effectiveness of the Garda Síochána's response to domestic abuse, in particular its role in preventing abuse from occurring, protecting victims, and bringing offenders to justice. During our engagement with victims of domestic abuse, victim support services, state agencies and Garda personnel, we found that the Garda Síochána is committed to supporting and protecting victims of domestic abuse, and many personnel are delivering a high-quality service to victims, but this was not consistent across the organisation. For example, half of the victims who responded to the Inspectorate's online domestic abuse survey were dissatisfied with their overall experience with the Garda Síochána. From our examination of pulse data, we identified that arrest and detection rates varied significantly across divisions, and cases that did not result in a conviction at court were not reviewed as required. We also found that in comparison with other jurisdictions, multi-agency approaches to tackling domestic abuse were underdeveloped. The Garda Síochána has already taken some important steps to improve how it deals with domestic abuse, but it needs to do more to prevent abuse, better protect victims, and ensure they receive a trauma-informed service. To improve the response to domestic abuse, we have made 52 recommendations, 38 of which are directed to the Garda Síochána. These include better identification and management of the risk to victims, a more proactive approach to disrupting and managing offenders, and scrutiny of arrests, detections, and court outcomes. To drive these improvements, the Garda Síochána needs its own domestic abuse strategy and action plan, overseen by an organisation-level strategic domestic abuse group. We also recommend more effective multi-agency working in relation to high-risk victims and those perpetrators capable of causing the most harm, the introduction of orders that enable Gardaí to exclude the perpetrator from the home, enhanced bail legislation, and the domestic violence disclosure scheme. If fully implemented, we believe that these recommendations will help the Garda Síochána to keep people safer from violence, abuse and controlling behaviour, and contribute to a more collaborative approach.